All right, we're here today at the Land Cruiser Heritage Museum. We're celebrating Cruiser Fest, and here today at Cruiser Fest is a better view at the new Land Cruiser 250. There's some things that we got to look at for the first time. We get to look under the hood of this thing, and there's a couple things I wanted to point out that I felt was a little interesting, something that I didn't necessarily expect, or some of the things that are different from other vehicles we've seen that are new from Toyota and haven't been quite put out there yet. So let's take a look at what we found. So here we go, here's the front. As we all know, Land Cruiser 250 now has a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine in it, gasoline powered, of course. We have a turbocharger here on the side. One of the things that I thought was kind of interesting, we can kind of peek through here. The turbocharger actuator is actually old school vacuum or boost pressure controlled. That means we can all go to our closet and pull out that HKS boost controller and plans on powering this thing up. Another thing that I found was kind of interesting is on the GX550, on the Tundra, Sequoia, LX600, those are all liquid air intercooled. This turbocharged motor, only a single turbocharger on a 4-cylinder, is actually a air-to-air intercooler. So we have a giant air hose coming right off of the compressor on the turbocharger, and kind of peering through here, we have our air-to-air front mount intercooler. And then got a cross flow coming back to the intake manifold. So kind of neat, air to air versus a liquid air. The other thing that we found kind of interesting is looking at the front of this engine, we don't see much as far as serpentine belts go. We got this little tiny pulley right here just to run the water pump. The fans on the front of the engine are electric. Kind of hard to see down in the bottom there, but we have a electric AC compressor. So one tiny little serpentine belt just to run that water pump. Found that kind of interesting. Otherwise, you know, we got a lot going on in here. We have our hybrid controller in the back, motor in the middle. We do have a little bit of room going on. A little different than what Toyota's done in our history is running the engine computer here in the engine compartment, but it does leave some nice room here. I think we can package a ARB twin compressor here. We have some room around, or some real estate to do a switch pro. Unfortunately, at this point we're not seeing any auxiliary switches that this vehicle's coming with, so we are going to have to rely on some of our old school ways of switching some of our accessories. So yeah, everything's a little different, a little new. We're going to have to get with it. This is kind of interesting, I don't know why, but inline temperature sensor on the upper radiator hose. I have not yet seen that on a Toyota as it is, but yeah, just trying to give you a little look-see here. One more thing, we did talk about this has a disconnecting front sway bar. In the past, Toyota has done that with the KDSS system, front and back hydraulically. They've gone and changed the script on us a little bit. We have, well, kind of hard to see in there, but we have a giant electric motor to disconnect the sway bar, a little bit more traditional, which I was surprised to see and didn't quite expect. I was kind of hoping they were going to go with the hydraulic method here. All right, the last thing that we found that was kind of cool, we all know when Toyota Tundra and Sequoia came out, they changed the bolt pattern on us again, they changed the wheel stud size and the hub register. It's really cool to see the new Land Cruiser 250 as well as the GX550 kind of carry that on. We are continuing on with the 6 on 5.5 bolt pattern, but they have the 14mm wheel studs and the small hub register and the wheel backspacer offset that matches the Tundra and the Sequoia. I think this is really neat moving forward for all of us Toyota guys, that we're not going to have a single wheel option to fit through the entire body-on-frame line. So that's pretty much everything we found. Obviously, a lot of cool stuff to still learn about this, but nice to get nice and close. We've got a bunch of fingerprints on here, so they're letting us a little closer than we've been in the past. So thanks for following us along, and if you get a chance to come out next year to the Heritage Museum all year, or Cruiser Fest this time of year, I highly recommend it.